Welcome to another episode of the Monday Mindset. We are excited that you have joined us. And as always, Brandon, man, I'm excited to be across the table with you.
Man, ready to go.
Have some fun. Monday Mindset, another episode, new season. We are in it. We are pumped up. We are celebrating each and every day, man.
That's right. Celebrate the day.
Celebrate the day, because every day is a gift. Mm-hmm. The Monday Mindset is a conversation that offers reflection, encouragement, and next steps to kickstart your week. And today, we're going to get them minds going. Going to get them working. I got some questions for you. I've been dying, man, all day.
I know. You told me.
Waiting on
I
this.
have some questions. I'm ready.
So Brandon nor Mason have actually got to hear these questions. So we're getting our minds going. We're getting our thoughts kind of moving. We're going to get out there a little bit because today we're going to be focusing on our thoughts. Okay, so we're going to warm things up a little bit.
I'm a little nervous.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Let's do it. Question number one.
All right. Man, I kind of feel like I'm taking a test, or I'm kind of like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Do I have A, B, C, or D? Phone a friend?
See, you don't even know what type of questions these are.
No, I don't.
You think they're academic.
I don't know. I have that feeling like a nervous. I always got nervous before tests. It's like my brain doesn't work. But let's jump in.
Here we go. Are you ready? First question. Is cereal soup? Is cereal soup?
Oh my gosh.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I guess it would be a breakfast soup. But it's cold. So I'm going to go with no. I've had cold. Warm? No, I've had cold soup.
What's the cold soup you've had?
I've had a mango soup. It was essentially like a smoothie, but they called it a soup, and it was at a restaurant. It was chilled mango soup.
Okay. Ooh, interesting.
It was unreal. It was unbelievable.
Incredible. Sounds incredible.
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No.
No way.
Not a soup.
Cereal has its own category.
Yeah,
Don't try to put it in another one.
Cereal is, can you have soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? No. Lunch and dinner? Yeah, but not breakfast. Cereal is something you can have at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's our own category, so that's special.
All right, this one's going to get you thinking a little bit more. In 40 years, what will people be nostalgic for?
Oh.
40 years from now. Can you imagine me? Good morning and welcome to the Monday Mindset with Brandon and Aaron. This is episode 2023.
I like it.
Think we'd be looking just as fly in 40 years?
I hope. I don't, probably not, but I hope so.
That's funny.
I hope that, honestly, in 40 years, I just hope that I still have hair.
Oh,
that's what I'm hoping. I just hope I still
have hair. By that point, man, they've already fixed the balding problem among men, or it could be one of those things. Maybe that's what people are nostalgic for in 40 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Smooth hair, provided by nature. Or smooth
I was going to say, not smooth hair, smooth head.
Provided by nature.
I like it.
Could be it.
I like it.
I think we'll be nostalgia of driving. I think that's going to be one. 40 years from now, I don't think we're driving, man.
Really?
I think we're full iRobot, and we got cars that are just taking us everywhere.
So do you want that or you think that?
No, I think that's going to happen. Do I want that? Yes, every summer for 1 week, I want that.
Yeah.
Somebody take me to the beach.
Yep.
But I'm not going to lie, that'd be pretty sweet. But you're going to have that one car that you get to drive yourself. Anyways, I think it could be something. Here we go. Next one. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
I'm going to go with one large chicken.
What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Oh, that would have been awful. Let me think. Oh, man. Looks stupid doing.
I got it.
Working out.
Working out?
Yeah, I mean, no one looks cool doing a squat. It's kind of like,
not at all. Falling asleep. You know the person that falls asleep in the chair?
Oh, yeah.
Full mouth wide open? Yeah.
I don't know, man. You don't think that Emily looks beautiful as she falls asleep? Wow. I'm so sorry, Emily. I am so sorry.
Emily 100% does the...
That's what my mom does.
Completely out.
My mom.
Now, I pull like my Granny Ray. She used to...
Oh, the worst, though. The worst falling asleep. If you're in the car and you're falling asleep in the car and you feel like you're falling. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whew, my heart.
Next question. What would be the worst thing for the government to make illegal?
Laughing.
Laughing? Yeah. I said ice cream. Do you imagine if eating an ice cream cone was illegal?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Does that include frozen yogurt? Because if not, I think we could adjust.
Who cares?
No, I'm just saying we could adjust. There's another option to it. Is it as good? No. Will it ever be? No.
That'd be horrible.
However, what would you do like whenever someone tells a joke? I mean, there's no really other option but to laugh.
Oh, I got you.
At least you could go without breaking the law.
I got you.
So laughing, man, I laugh all the time. I mean, you literally said it and we both laughed. Yeah. And it's like,
that'd be horrible. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. This one's good. What are some fun and interesting alternatives to war that countries could settle their differences with?
Tickle fights. Pillow fights.
Could you imagine pillow fights? Tickle fights would be incredible.
It'd be hilarious.
We have one. I shared this with Jordan today. He said rock, paper, scissors. Could you imagine just meeting on the border?
For RPS.
And
would it be best 2 out of 3? How would you rock it though?
Last man standing. Last man standing.
Everyone.
Yeah. Thousands. You imagine thousands of people lined up, and it comes down to until you have one person left, and they go until they get beat.
Oh my gosh!
How did you lose your country? They went rock.
I went scissors. Yeah. You never go scissors.
Oh, that's hilarious to think about. Tickle fights. I don't know how you'd win that one.
I don't know either. I guess if laughing was illegal, it's the first one to laugh. They're out.
All right. This one's another. How much deeper would the oceans be if sponges didn't live in them? Yeah. It's kind of a mic drop moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, sponges.
This one.
SpongeBob.
This one gets me. So it's just it's on that borderline of just horrible. But it's okay.
I'm not surprised.
When elderly people spend more time reading the Bible, it's because they're cramming for their finals.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, I was just gonna.
That was a little cringy.
I was gonna say it's because they read slower, not preparing for their final.
No, that's horrible, wasn't it? That was a good one.
Terrible. That is terrible.
Oh gosh.
But honestly, it makes sense. I mean, it's kind of like, what am I preparing for? Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Hey, we love that though in the church. Yeah. We love that. Yeah. Last one.
Oh.
Last one. This one's specific for you. Okay. Give us a fun fact. What's the oddest fun fact you know?
Like about anything?
Yeah.
Or me? I was like,
about anything.
Anything. Oh man, that's so upsetting. I actually heard one that was pretty cool the other day, and I can't think of it. Fun fact, man, I am not in on the fun facts.
Let me go more specific with you.
All right.
Fun fact about shoes.
Shoes.
And you'd be able to drop it, guarantee it.
Okay. Fun fact about shoes is that it would be more about me, but about shoes as a whole is that Michael Jordan his first option was not Nike. He didn't want to go with Nike.
Yes. Tell the people what it was.
Adidas.
He liked them more.
Yeah, I do too.
Come on.
As a whole,
Come on. You like the Boost.
Yeah.
What are the new ones? The Balencias or Balenciagos? What do they call those?
Balenciaga.
I got it right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was my fun fact. Made by Kanye. Now, was it Kanye?
I don't even know what you're talking about now.
He didn't make those?
They're just making stuff up.
The Balenciagos, the Adidas, the Balenciagos? Kanye didn't make those?
First off, Balenciaga is a completely different brand. It has nothing to do with Adidas. Okay. So I am so sorry. That is not a fun fact of the day. Fun fact of the day is Aaron just tried to trick you. And he was messing with your mind on this Monday mindset. But no, he has the Yeezy. He has the He just has different numbers of Yeezys.
Yeah.
So like 700, 350s, you have 350 V2s. Hang on. I mean, for the people watching, we're just going to show a little bit. You didn't even know this. I'm rocking a Yeezy right now. Here we go. We got the Yeezy 350 V2, and we actually have another one coming in right now.
Let's see yours.
Gosh. Boom. What do you think about that? Yeezy 700.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Come on.
It's crazy.
What shoes do you have on right now?
I got my Air Force Ones.
So Nike.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Air Force Ones. White, clean, crisp.
They are crispy.
That's what I like.
Comfort-wise, though, what do you choose?
I still think these are nice. So, anyways.
Above a Boost?
Fun fact. Boost. No, the Boosts are pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you.
Ready.
I know how to successfully tie a figure 8 knot that can support thousands of pounds. I used to rock climb. I know way too much about rock climbing. Way too much. Know the knots, know how to get somebody down, know how to save a life, know how to climb a rock, scale it, do it all. It's pretty incredible. No, fun facts are hard. They're hard.
They really are.
They're hard. Especially when you get just put on the spot. But, dude, today,
I'm ready.
We got our thoughts going. We got our minds warmed up on this Monday.
You got my mind.
People weren't even
twisted.
expecting it.
No.
Weren't even ready. Today, all about our thoughts. And we're just doing a little warm up, have a little fun with the people, have a little fun with each other. Some good questions. What was your favorite one?
Probably the older people were in the
Bible. Oh, you're horrible.
It caught me off guard so much. I did not expect that.
I'm not going to lie. My favorite one, I was just so funny, is cereal soup. I wasn't expecting that.
Really
whenever I read that, I thought, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Then it kind of made me upset that anyone would even consider that.
I know. That's true. That's true. So I want to give you here's a fun fact for you, playing off of it. So fun fact number 1, our thoughts have the power to change our lives completely. On average, we have over 6,000 thoughts per day.
Wow.
Think about that. Over 6,000 thoughts per day come through our mind. We believe it. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy. James Allen, he wrote this book called As a Man Thinketh. He has this quote: "All that a man achieves or fails to achieve is the direct result of his thoughts." He continues on, "A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all of his thoughts." Think about that. So he kind of lays out this idea that you are exactly what you think.
Yeah.
And what you become is just a result of your thoughts.
Wow.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful truth. This book was written a long time ago. But let's ask just one little question. Of those 6,000 thoughts, where do you think you lie? How many of them are positive?
I would definitely say more negative. So I'm gonna go 70-30. I'm gonna say that 30% are positive, 70%.
Oh, that's good. Putting a percentage on it. Yeah. That's a good thought. Yeah, I would say, I would probably even say 30% is probably a pretty good number of positive thinking. Mm-hmm. If you kind of get through the whole mindset and the whole idea of what thinking is even about, oftentimes we could say we're confronting a situation, we're thinking through a problem, we're maybe thinking through in the future about the things that could go bad. Now, the positive is obviously, the gratitude, thankfulness, all those things can come in our mind. But I would say, man, putting a percentage on it, 30 to 70, I'd say that's probably pretty true for a lot of people. I'd also say that's probably pretty generous.
Yeah. Whenever I was thinking about it, but we've talked about it in previous episodes, is that would you see yourself as more of a positive or negative person? And I would see myself more as a positive person, which is why, honestly, I went to the 30%, because I've had to train myself to think that way. But I think that if you actually take time and notice, the negative thoughts that flood your mind are insane.
They are.
That's something I have had to work on, with taking the negative thoughts and replacing it with a positive thought as well. Yeah. So that's the only reason I would say I'm at the 30%, because 30% is hard. Yeah, it really is.
You just start, this is probably, like, say you just start thinking about it, thinking through your thoughts. It's weird. But you just start thinking about it and you're like, there's probably way more negative that's coming in. That kind of leads to the second question. How many of your thoughts are designated by you or built by you?
I would say 50-50 on this.
Okay.
50%. I would say that a lot of time, like over the past year, I've gotten more organized and stuff. So with becoming more organized, it gives me things to think about that I've generated. Like, oh, okay, I need to think about this. But then there's gaps in your day. And during the times that I don't have scheduled or planned out, man, the thoughts will flood that just come in without me even like noticing it.
Yes.
And so, so I would say as well, that's honestly pretty generous. So I as I think about it, because really how many times am I going to say think about it as we're talking about thinking about
right.
it? But like, I mean, I have that time allotted for work. And so we'll just say 8 hours a day. Let's just say 8. So, I mean, that's really 33%. So it's really about that 70-30 again.
Yeah.
That I really
designate
it.
Yeah.
So that's probably where majority of the positive thinking comes too.
Probably from your own?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have somewhat control over it.
Yeah.
So I'd almost say I'm going to change that from 50-50 to 30-70, just simply because like I've kind of planned that time to think about it. And if I've planned that time to think about it, I'll usually have an end goal and I want it to succeed. So I'm usually thinking positively about it.
I got you.
So
I got you.
Yeah, that's where I go with it.
You know, I think a lot of the thoughts that we all face that are negative, I think they're probably 50-50. Some just come flying in and you have no idea where that came from, no idea where that fear came in. You know, imagine yourself if you got a phone call from a boss and said, hey, we need to have a meeting this morning.
Yeah.
Your mind is going to race 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
And I would say probably 1% of that would be positive. Oh, maybe I'm getting a promotion.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting a raise. That's the 1%. Or maybe, hey, he's just checking in on me, see how I'm doing.
Yeah.
The other 99%, our thoughts are going to be, for one, we're in trouble. What have I done? I'm getting fired. This is it for me. You know, you can just imagine every single thought. You know, you give yourself 30 seconds and allow yourself to just run with the craziest thoughts, and it will be unreal, the ideas that will come through your mind. But I believe that we are really convicted and really just bombarded by thoughts that are just negative in every situation of the day. It's coming at us. Now, here's another question. Have you ever just like set aside a time in your day just for thinking?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I have. I actually have a thoughts journal.
Okay. So you write it down?
Yeah. And so what I do with the thoughts journal is I kind of, anytime that I do have kind of like the flooding of thoughts, I'll kind of, and we talked about it before, I'll kind of let them go for a little bit. I don't let them have control. However, I'll let them complete themselves in the sense of, okay, what is this full thought? And I'll write them down, and I'll even come up with like within that journal, it's, well, is it true or is it not? And can I do anything about it?
Yeah.
Because oftentimes the thought will come in and you won't want that thought and you'll try to throw it away. But if we're being honest with your thoughts, it's something that you have to work on. Like for instance, negative thoughts about yourself, with how you look, how you love yourself. For me, that was something I struggled with. I never did anything about it. I just wanted them gone. And I was just like, man, I don't want to see myself that way. I hear people will talk highly about me and all these things about me. I wish I could just see myself the way that they saw me. And I would just try to cast those bad thoughts out and try to adopt the new ones. But I had to learn that, hey, it's a process. And I like putting little Post-it notes on the mirror about how I am loved and like how I am cared about. And even like speaking that self to myself, it sounds crazy, but like talking to myself, being like, you know what? Hey, you look good today.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Today's going to be a good day. And
absolutely.
Even do those things. And it takes time. And it's still something I walk through to replace those thoughts and actually do something about them.
Yeah.
But the key is having a game plan for it. So, yeah, but I do. I journal my thoughts. I write them down, have a thoughts journal. And, it's big time.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's pretty cool. I think we were actually just talking before, we were reading the book, Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Rochelle, and he actually basically outlined the exact same thing. What are the lies that you're believing? What are the lies that are flooding your head? Write them down. Then go to God's word, look at the truth, combat the lies with the truth of God's word. We know that that's absolute truth. And then we go and then we write new declarations that we can then begin to say over our lives every single day. Now, one of the things that I've been able to do, here's something that's really been resonating with me, isn't necessarily thinking just in general, setting time to think, but to think of things to come.
Yeah.
And I think this is what I love. This is one of my favorite things. We've been talking about our thoughts as if they're either negative or positive.
Yeah.
But there's also the aspects of our thoughts of us being creative beings.
Oh, yeah.
And just dreaming and thinking about the future, in your job, in your workplace, for your family. Hey, what are some things that maybe you value? All these things. And you just have to spend some time thinking on it. One of my favorite ways to do this is just on my commute. Mm-hmm. Or the best, say me and Emily go on a little date. She's definitely falling asleep wherever we're driving to 100% of the time. And that's part of our date night. Emily gets a nap while I escort her to wherever we're having some dinner. But normally, no radio, nothing.
Yeah.
Normally, whenever Emily's in the car, and thoughts will just come. And I'll be able to dream, and I'll be able to think a little bit. Now, a lot of times the negative will come in. Oh, that's stupid. That won't work. That won't happen. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
And everybody knows. Everybody can connect with us here. Because it's like, even in a dreaming session, yourself, your mind, your thoughts are your biggest critic and your biggest enemy.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do today, man, we just want to identify a few of the ways that we do think. I want to kind of bring these to light. We won't spend much time on it, but just look at a couple of them. The first one is big picture thinking. This is probably one of my favorite ones. It's probably one of my favorite ones. Whenever you start looking at like visionary people or you're just trying to see out into the future, it's just fun to dream a little bit. But then also big picture thinking is, where does my life like fit into all this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that gets really out there. Really out there, real fast. Like, don't spend too much on it. I actually had this wild thought. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind. While we're thinking about thinking. How many times can we say thinking and thoughts in a thinking episode? If you aren't thinking about your thoughts right now, you're probably not thinking at all in this episode.
At least you think so.
I have this theory. When was the last time you walked out and you looked at the stars?
Couple nights ago.
So I've had this idea and belief. Over the past probably 2,000 years, probably not even that, let's say 500 years, since the creation of electricity, since the creation of the homes that we live in, I believe that one of the greatest ways that God used to speak to his people was simply through the night sky. Yeah. I think, could you imagine what the stars would look like in Moorhead, Kentucky if there were no other electricity?
No.
It would become a dark spot on the map. There's only one place in West Virginia that is considered a dark spot.
Wow.
In the whole eastern United States. Think about that. There are a few more, but closest to us, Spruce Knob in West Virginia. It's the only dark spot. And what that means is that there's no light pollution. So you can actually see the stars for what they are, as if God intended it that way.
Wow.
And so I had this thought, I was like, we can't even see a big picture perspective of how God, I think, intended it for us to through the night sky because of the other pollution that is coming into our eyes.
That's so good.
Our homes, our TVs, our televisions, our lights, whatever it may be, all of it has kind of dimmed the lights in which God intended for us to see him. I say all that to say, big picture thinking is flooded by the pollution, man, of just the now, of the today, or, of whatever you need to get done. And we forget the big picture that I believe that God has given every single one of us.
Yeah, for sure. And that was kind of what I was talking about earlier, that a lot of times whenever you have a scheduled time to think about certain things, that's kind of what happens. And that's one of the reasons you can have positive thoughts, is because at the end of the day, you look at the end goal or you look at the big picture and you see, man, how can I be a part of this? How can this happen?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what happens is whenever you do begin to look at the big picture and see that God has chosen you to be a part of that big picture, man, there's something beautiful about it.
Yes.
And it's just so encouraging throughout that. So that's really cool.
Yeah. The second one was focused thinking. That was another type of thinking that they talked about. I think for me, I struggle with this one. Yeah. It's the ability to think with clarity on issues by removing distractions and mental clutter from your mind. Dude,
that's so hard.
This one's tough.
That's so hard. There's so much clutter. There's so many things. I mean, you just talked about like the pollution and stuff. There's so many things around us that will clutter your mind And here's the thing. Not all of them are bad things.
No.
But they will clutter your mind from getting that clarity that you need in a certain situation, and your mind will jump around everywhere. I struggle with that big time. My mind's just jumping. And it's like, oh, man, before I know it, I've cluttered my own mind with a lot of thoughts and a lot of things that does not bring clarity about the situation. Yeah.
I'm the same. My workstation, I've been noticing that over the past week. It's like I'm sitting down and trying to just bust out some content or just focus on the piece of scripture or whatever, and my mind will just check and see if that shipped.
Yeah.
Oh, you better check your email. Yeah. Or hey, maybe there's something on Facebook you need to see.
Yeah.
You can't even spend 5 minutes without being bombarded by the other distractions that come in, the other thoughts, and the other things that are fighting for it. So I think focused thinking, man, dude, that's tough.
Yeah, I think that
one
of the biggest things that I have noticed with focused thinking, because it is one of the biggest struggles that I've had, is whenever you think of meditation, what they tell you in meditation is to clear your mind.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we think that a clear mind will bring clarity. It's like, oh, it's clear.
Right.
Like it's clarity. But I really had a shift in that to where it's like, no, an empty mind gives space for the enemy. And he will fill your mind with things that he wants you to believe, with lies he wants you to believe. So not necessarily clearing your mind that leads to clarity, but putting in my mind the good thoughts, the godly thoughts, the truths, the promises.
Yeah.
That really then can help you focus on certain issues and certain things, because then you're fixated on him and you're given a clear direction on what to do, because then you go, what would Jesus do? Well, I know what he would do because of fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And you kind of have it. So it brings that clarity. But a lot of times I noticed I was trying to clear my mind, and it was giving room for the enemy to bring in lies and deceit and whatever it may be that just cause clutter and a fogginess within my life.
Right, so. Absolutely. The third type, creative thinking. I thought that's a good one, man. Just breaking out of your box, breaking out of the creative mindset, or breaking into a creative mindset. I think that one's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that one.
Fun to get there.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love creative thinking. I love it.
This one's fun too. It's kind of on the same one, possibility thinking. So thinking about what's possible. Yeah. I think that one's tough for a lot of us, but this is the ability to unleash your enthusiasm and hope to find solutions for even seemingly impossible situations. I think that's tough, man. I think the negative side, like we take what we call possibilities, man, and we just say, no, there's no way.
I was about to say, how many times a day do you say there's no way?
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way. Man, there's no way.
Got to fight that. And that really connects to that, what you were talking about, big picture thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, with God, all things are possible.
Exactly.
Whew.
Exactly.
It's exciting. Number 5, question popular thinking.
That's a good one. I like that.
Ability to reject the limitations of common thinking and accomplish uncommon results.
Yeah.
Man. Dude, that's like what our whole world is built on.
Yeah,
you've got to get to the part. Those that are questioning what is popular thinking or what everybody says can only this we tried it, this can't happen, or kind of connects with the others. But really, just looking at this idea, I'm thinking outside the box. I think that there's a solution to this problem, or I think I can do this, and it goes against popular belief or thought.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I even had to challenge myself on. And I challenge you all, like, what are some of the beliefs that you have, and have you thought about them? Because a lot of times they're just caught.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, the saying is caught, not taught. Well, I think that a lot of our issues with thinking is caught, not thought, and we don't think it through.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times, like you got to think about some of the things that we're given, because it's one of those things. Even within an identity, this was for me with an identity crisis that I had with thinking about negative things within myself. Was if you don't know who you are, the world will tell you who you are.
Right.
And the world will give you exactly what you should think about certain things if you don't get a control on it.
And then people get so mad.
Oh.
They get so mad. Like this one fits into this, like the going against the grain with your thoughts or to think differently. Dude, it's not popular. It's not popular right now.
I just had this conversation with my wife. I was like, man, I feel like so many of my thoughts are just so against the grain. And I was like, man, I'm afraid to even like voice my thoughts because I'm like, I really don't know about this guy. I don't know about
Maybe it's just settle.
Exactly. It's crazy.
It is tough. The last one, unselfish thinking, the ability to consider others and their journey to think with collaboration. I think that one's a beautiful one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But definitely difficult as well to get yourself out of it. And once again, we're kind of pulling all of these together. We can see the beauty of each one.
Yeah.
And we can see the beauty in which that they can change. They could literally change our lives in such an incredible way. But kind of going back to the beginning, when we talk about all that a man achieves or fails to achieve is the direct results of his thoughts. And what we found, man, is that we have positive and we have negative.
Yeah.
And we really want to challenge that today. So today, the challenge, we want to challenge you and challenge ourselves to spend some time thinking.
Yep.
To spend some time to set aside just for thinking, because we believe that it has power to change our lives, change our circumstances, change what your situation, whatever you may be going through. So I got 4 things for us. Number 1, I think you've hit on so many of these already. I love it. Number 1, find a time and place to think today. Set aside a time and a place. Number 2, create the mood. Eliminate the distractions. Are you a music guy whenever you start thinking? Do you like that?
Yeah.
Worship
music.
Yeah, some worship music.
Yeah.
I normally like the quiet. I'm more of a quiet guy. Or, like I said, if I'm driving or taking a walk, something like that, that may be it for some people. It's just whenever they're moving, getting their mind out of it. Maybe it's removing themselves from a particular place.
Yeah. One of my favorite ways to think is just by actually intentionally listening to like the birds and like the animals outside.
Yeah.
But like being like very intentional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely. Number 3, capture your thoughts. We've kind of talked about that, writing them down, being able to identify, okay, and it really helps when you start talking about lies versus truth.
Yeah.
That's a huge step to be able to, because once you write it down, you're thinking, no, that ain't right.
Yeah.
There's no way that's true.
Exactly. And I think that a big thing with that is to ask yourself right now, because hear me out, it's not wrong to have thoughts. It's not wrong to have thoughts.
Right.
But what happens is a lot of times the thoughts have you.
Yeah.
But we want to help you have the thought. So take the thought captive. And be set free from some of the lies that you're believing.
Absolutely. And man, we both need this so much. We've been talking about this. I think ministers in general, just over the past time, anybody that is working in the ministry, but I won't even say anybody that's just had to live through 2020 in general, man, your thoughts have been just taken captive.
Honestly, I forget that we're talking to other people. I feel like I'm just talking me and you just talking.
That's so true. Number 4, and this is the one we really want to leave you with. Think about the right things.
Yeah.
Think about the right things. Negative thinking and worry actually hinder the thinking process rather than improve it. And to really finish this thing out, we were talking about this earlier, but Philippians 4 verse 8. This is the command that was given to us by Paul. He said, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true. We need that to start. Yeah. Man, whatever is true.
Yeah.
Whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things.
So good.
Think about such things.
Yeah. So what are you all thinking about today? We want to challenge you, encourage you, to fix your thoughts on these things. There's going to be things happening in your day, maybe already happened right now, that, man, today it's just going to be a bad day. You just think it's going to be a bad day because this bad thing happened, and maybe you got a call from your boss today, and you're like, oh gosh, I have to go in. What is your thoughts with that? But also just whatever's true, whatever's noble, whatever's right, whatever is pure, lovely, and admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy, think about them. One thing that I've noticed with myself is, hey, whatever my thoughts are about me or a situation is probably my thoughts about God and who he is.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you, learn more about him today. Go into his promises and his word. He will never leave you, never forsake you, never leave you astray. So fix your focus on him, your thoughts upon him, find more about him. And I promise you, the more you find out about him, the more your thoughts will begin to clear up
Absolutely.
about the situations in your life as well.
Absolutely. The thoughts that we have today, man, will determine who we become.
Yeah.
And we hope today that we can take control and be able to identify these thoughts. Use those tips. I'll say them one more time, just so that we have them. Find a time and place to think, create the mood, eliminate the distractions, capture your thoughts, and think about the right things. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. Brandon, it's been a good time.
Love it.
We'll catch you next time for another episode of the Monday Mindset.